It is Monday, September the 4th, 2023. I am James. You are you. We are here for a very special edition of the At Home program, the show that has been going strong for 3 years plus, the show that won't go away, the show that can't go away, the show that dares to continue to celebrate one very specific person's birthday. And that specific person is the person that you happen to be looking at right here, right now, live and in living color. Let me tell you a story. Let's jump into our proverbial time machine. The year is 2020. A group of people decide to plan the at-home show without James's knowledge to celebrate his birthday. And while the sentiment is appreciated, the execution and the final product is diarrhea. Fast forward 3 years later, and we continue this tradition, all in the hopes that we can one day finally celebrate the man that has brought us here together for 400 plus episodes. Now, you might be sitting there, whether you're in the bath, in bed, on a chair, on the toilet, saying, is he really throwing himself a birthday party episode? Yeah, that's right, I am. And I'll tell you why. Well, I was going to throw myself a birthday party barbecue today, and it got canceled. Got canceled because Montreal, well, it's going through a heat wave. And of course it would. Of course it would. All the planning, the purchasing of hot dogs, the invitations being sent, of course it would get canceled. So I have no choice. With my back against the wall, this is how we celebrate. As I embark on less than 3 hours left in my 35th year, we look to do what has truly never been done once in 3 years of this program. Celebrate me. And I think we've got to win. Absolutely love it. I've invited all my nieces and nephews here. They're in our studio audience, and they're here to celebrate, just as I hope you are, wherever it is that you're watching. And I think we found the right way to do it. 3 people, favorite segments, but we're going to kick things off with a first-time segment featuring a know what that siren means? First-time guest alert. Now, when it comes to the world of astrology and sun signs and horoscopes, I, for one, happen to think, at the risk of offending some people, well, it's mumbo jumbo. But that's not to say that I am not open-minded enough to try it. And that's why tonight we bring forth, for the first time ever, I don't know, an astrological expert, practitioner, hobbyist. Let's welcome, making her first appearance on this show, Danielle Davidson. Danielle. Baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house. Prior to coming on air, I mentioned that your webcam quality was that of a MSN Messenger video call about 18 years ago. So I'm going to say it again on air because I thought it was a good line.
Yeah, no, I apologize. I have a shitty Chromebook and it's not a great video. And I'm sorry about that.
You're still using a Chromebook, hey? You're living in 2013, technologically speaking.
Yes, and my heart also lives in 2013.
Oh, great year for Chromebooks.
Yeah. Anyway, Danielle, James, happy birthday.
Yeah. Oh, please, Danielle, I'm talking. What does it feel like to be on the program for the first time?
Well, I mean, I apologize for not having watched it much.
How many full episodes would you say you've seen of this show? Be honest. Don't lie. The answer is 0, right? Yeah, the answer is 0.
Is 0.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I tend to like eat dinner and watch TV at this time, and like it's
Okay.
precious to me. So, but also I didn't understand, like I don't really understand what goes on in this show.
Yeah. Well, it's a universe unto itself.
Hmm.
The guests show up, we have a
Yeah.
conversation. I'm often the butt of many jokes, but we like to have fun here on the
Okay.
program. So if you're feeling a little nervous, I want you to just loosen up. We're going to have a good time tonight, or at
Yeah.
least you'll have a good time
Great.
tonight. Traditionally speaking, the birthday episodes are not hits.
No. Well, I'll do my best. I mean, there is a lot of information in your chart that is very interesting that I think
Okay,
a
so
lot of
let's
people would
get
like
right
to
into this.
hear.
I'm going to
Uh,
immediately refer to you. I don't know what any of this means. I want you to walk myself and everyone through what's about to happen.
Sure. Okay. Well, so a birth chart is where the planets and the celestial bodies were at the moment of your birth. And
Yeah.
so the sun sign is the representation of your core personality. Your moon signs are the big three: sun, moon, and ascendant or rising. The sun for you was in Virgo. That's where it was. The moon was in Aquarius, and your rising and ascendant was also in Aquarius. And to me, this was very exciting because I know
Okay.
you. And yeah, yeah. And it's like some things I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
And people who know astrology will know what this means. You
Mm-hmm.
don't. But like when I was sharing some things with you previously, I feel like you can expose some things about a person that you wouldn't really know, especially when you discuss their moon sign.
Okay. Now again, you're speaking basically a foreign language to me.
Yes.
Although I did
Okay.
enjoy your pronunciation of the word celestial.
Yeah. Uh, so okay. Every sign has characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
And Virgo is the symbol of virgin, purity, analytical, intellectual, uh, practical,
Mm-hmm.
um, earth sign. And Aquarius is an air sign. People think it's a water sign, but it's an air sign. It tends to be a little bit more aloof, a little bit more rebellious, um, sort of hard to pin down,
Mm-hmm.
uh, distant emotionally. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Anyway, so I can see how all of these things make up you. You also have your Mars and your Venus and your Mercury all in Virgo.
Okay.
You have no idea what this means.
Well, some of the things that you just mentioned in detail, I thought, sure, that sounds like James.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so some of the things that maybe one wouldn't know is that an Aquarius moon actually is quite sensitive, but they
Sure.
don't want to mess with sort of messy emotions. They don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
seen. They want to be seen as like not being moved by those sort of petty things. You want to be seen as being above them. And
Sure.
so perhaps you mask a sensitivity and a vulnerability that is much more, it's deeper, but you don't want us to know about it. I think that's fascinating. what? What?
I'm just entertained.
Oh, okay, all right. Do you want me to read you something that
Now,
I think is
coming in from
very
the chat,
interesting? Okay, okay.
legendary viewer of the show, High Score Run, says, this is in regards to me towards you. Don't cam shame.
Oh
We've also
yeah.
from Abel Abe, cannot wait to hear Danielle's reading. Marlena Moore, friend of the show and rock star, says, reveal his secrets, Danielle. And now we're talking. We've also got that first one sounds like James. So far, the people that are watching are very much in tune with this, and I'm mildly uncomfortable.
Great. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read you some salient points that I picked out from your chart. Okay.
Yeah, let's hear these salient points.
Okay. So a Virgo is known as a clean freak. Really likes things to be clean and in order. Does that sound right to you?
That's accurate.
Okay. Attuned to natural laws, a grounded sense of ease, governed by Mercury like Gemini, but your style of communication is a bit different. So your approach is on being seen and understood, but you prefer to perceive the world, soak it all up, and then process it and report back with a carefully curated insight. So, like, this to me feels like what you do with improv and with hosting and with most of the things that I see you in. It's like you gather all this outside color and information, you take it in, and then you process it and you come back with this very precise and carefully presented, show or way of presenting yourself, right? You just talked about you had to wear the right shirt and the right hat, and it's all that kind of thing.
Sure.
Which is,
Yeah, well, according to that alert, it sounds like it's also accurate.
Okay. All right. So,
may I say, Daniel, viewership right now is better than it has been in quite some time because people want to see me squirm. They want to see me uncomfortable. They can't just let me be me.
Yeah. This is the thing. You don't want to show it, but it's really fascinating when you do. People want to know the real you.
I do show it. I think I do show it, but let's continue.
All right. So this is you in relationships. A hard nut to crack. Needs to feel safe to open up. Doesn't like demonstrating mushy feelings. Yeah. Needs to be sure that the energy that you put into a relationship will be worth your time. Once you open up, though, you're a devoted partner, preferring stability to spontaneous things. You don't like flings. Spontaneous flings make you nervous. So yes, if Virgo is a relationship area of your chart, which it does, you'll spend a lot of time and energy looking for the right person. What do you think, James?
It's really incredible. I have no control over the sounds tonight, but
yeah,
I will say that they're accurate.
All right. Emotional. Okay.
The nephews love it. The kids love it.
What is this? Okay. All right. So, emotional nature and the way. Okay. So this is your Aquarius moon.
Mm-hmm.
So you need when the moon wanders into Aquarius, okay, when it's in that part of that aspect, you might have a rebellious person on your hands. Okay, so that you might be a little rebellious. You might need ample space to channel your energy into idiosyncratic hobbies and passions. You're unique and friendly, but also detached. So this is what an Aquarius moon is like. Yeah, this is all reading. Okay. There's so many things that are funny. All right. Lunar Aquarians appear to lack compassion because they expect others to be as independent and detached as they are. But in close personal relationships, they will tolerate all sorts of idiosyncrasies. There you go. You're not flighty, but you can be unreliable, which I saw because you ditched Jason once, and then Jason had to reach out to me to try to track you down.
Well, I'm not aware of this event, but
yes, you are. Yeah. Remember, I know this is true. He sent me a text looking for you. You just didn't show up for him.
Yeah, you got me. Sometimes I like to disappear.
Yep. And then it can be difficult to know how lunar Aquarians are to criticism because they hide it so well. So you might actually be very sensitive to criticism, but we wouldn't know. Also, Virgo, perfectionist, secret perfectionist, but you hide that as well. So much secrecy, James.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to this.
You don't seem to be I feel like you are still hiding. Okay.
What else have you found, Danielle?
All right. The main thing, okay, I actually copied this down because if you know about aspects, you know about conjunctions and sextiles, oppositions, we all have
Tiles.
them in our charts. Yeah, it's just what it's called. Don't it's not yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you if I can find it. This is one of the most interesting things I thought. You have a square between, we talked about your dark moon Lilith, and that for you is in Leo. And you have a square between Pluto and Leo. Pluto is the planet of transformation and rebirth. Here's what it says, James.
Mm-hmm.
He may lead a double life. He may have
Oh, don't ding, don't ding that. I'm laughing because I think it reinforces ideas that people have of me.
yeah. There might be in this aspect there might be scandals, there might be secret love affairs, uh, oh, there's a lot of dinging going on. I don't even know what this dinging is. All right, your black moon Lilith represents your darker, deeper nature. It might be repressed or buried, and because yours is in Leo, you might have felt wrong for calling special attention to yourself or for seeking the spotlight. You might be sort of competitive. You might feel uncomfortable with people expressing these kinds of traits. And you need to find ways to accept this very natural and human need for applause. This can help put an end to these extreme behaviors in these areas where there's a period of remorse after you seek attention and perhaps go to an extreme.
Well, it's a double-sided coin, right? Because I certainly
Yeah.
like attention when I'm on stage, but off stage I don't particularly like it all that much. But I
Yeah.
guess if there were moments where it was sought out, perhaps I would be like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah. But I wonder if in real life maybe you need more attention than you're willing to admit.
In real life, do I need more attention than I'm willing to admit? I'd have to think about it. My instinct is to say no. I think I get an adequate amount of attention, if not too much. But everything else has been pretty good, so who knows? I think Danielle's frozen. That's correct. Danielle is frozen. Damn. I guess that means the reading is over. Or maybe something has occurred in the cosmos. And Danielle is now frozen in time. Or this is part of her act. Yeah, Danielle looks pretty frozen. Or it's just staring me down. Well, let me check in with tonight's technical director, Dimitri Kyres, who's in the booth while Danielle is frozen in time. Dimitri, if you could, based on what you know of me, what did you think about that reading?
There's some definitely some spooky stuff in there.
Yeah, what spooked you out?
Oh, hey, you're a character of order. You're a character who likes rules. I think that's correct assessment of yourself, where you said that you're.
Yeah, I like order and rules.
I froze.
All right, signing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danielle, you're back. Dimitri was just checking in. I threw to him for some instant analysis. Yes. He seems to think so far it's quite inaccurate.
Ooh. Well, he knows you better than I do, so I like that.
All right. Well, let's continue. Where do we leave off here?
Okay.
Also,
all right. So
Belle Abe writes, I think Danielle has nailed this reading. Marlena Moore writes, screaming. And Taylor Ray writes in all caps, James is scared. It's all accurate. There you go. Where do we leave off?
Okay, all right. So your sun is in the 7th house.
Mm-hmm.
So all of there's houses. This is a whole complicated thing. We don't have the time today to go into the details of it, but
No, I
every
think fortunately for me, this is going to be a reoccurring bit.
I mean, it would take forever to go through your chart properly, but so the 7th house is the house of partnerships and marriage. So this is the house where you need to do the most work, James. Mine is in my career, so don't feel bad. It's because that's just how it is. That's if your sun lives there, it's the part of the identity that needs the most work.
Okay.
That's just what the stars say. Okay.
Okay. Hey, look, I'm not taking it out on you. I'll blame the stars.
Yeah. All right. So the 7th house, the house of partnerships and marriage. This is basically you have a whole journey to go through, and because it's about harmony, you are you're motivated to be well liked, and you maybe need to be less concerned with how others receive you and more concerned with what you want and need.
Is this is romantically?
All partnerships. So it could be work partnerships.
This is one that I may push back on a little bit.
Okay, this is what I want.
Yeah. I don't really spend a ton of time thinking or caring about what other people think of me, but it might be because I'm keenly aware that I'm fairly likable.
All right. Well, then maybe you've already dealt with it. This is like it's a journey thing. Maybe you dealt with it when you were younger, or in your
It could be. I'd have to do some retrospective internal thinking there, but I mean, look, I think as a whole, we all at times are concerned, like, oh, I wonder if that person got a bad impression, but it's not one of those things that I analyze for very long. It is, excuse me, what it is.
Okay. You're quick to see, apparently, unfairness and inequity in things, and you're a master of the art of giving and receiving. So this is
what I see. Can you repeat that, Danielle?
Yeah. Quick to see unfairness and inequity in the world, and a master at the art of giving and receiving. So this is what your journey looks like. So you start by being maybe too concerned with how others receive you, and you get to this place. So that's your journey. That's your 7th house journey. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay. That's your 7th house. We have some potential issues in your moon in Aquarius.
Yeah, here's where people are going to get excited. They heard potential issues and thought, yeah.
Yes.
Get him, Danielle.
I don't.
My kids, my nieces, and why are people turning on me? Everyone's like, yes.
It's a birthday roast, I think.
Yeah, that's what it says in the chat. This sounds like a roast. What did I do to anybody? What did I do to anybody?
I'm just reading you what the chart says. But there's also good things. We're going to get there. We'll get there.
Oh, thank God.
Good things.
Yeah, that's when people will out.
Yeah, well, people will be less interested. But there's things like interesting, charming, sociable, intelligent, modern, original, inventive, and nonconformist.
Ding, ding, ding. Let's issues. That's what people. Oh, Danielle, your mic is hot.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, so your potential issues are that you're maybe too eccentric, that you might have sharp mood swings, which I feel like I've seen a couple times. It's true. Someone else agrees with me. And James, it says that you have a complex love life.
A complex love life? In that my love
life
is
one of your potential issues.
Well, I wonder why it's complex.
Okay, here's things you like. You like when things work.
Yeah,
You
that's
like
cool.
an itinerary. And you like devotion.
Well, I have said for years that I have dog-like loyalty.
Yeah. I think it's yeah. I think you're turning that around, but yeah. Yeah. Um what you don't like is chaos.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
don't this is yeah.
Now,
And this is
coming in
like
from
this sounds so obvious to me, but you don't like stupidity.
a first-time chat here that I want to acknowledge from J.R.A. Casey. Is this still in regards to his
Oh.
love life? He needs an itinerary. The way they treat me. 3 years of content. They make fun of me. Let's keep going.
You don't like being taken for granted.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yes. I was complaining to someone about that yesterday.
Oh. Do you care to elaborate?
Nope.
Not bossy or manipulative, but persuasive, measured, and logical.
Yeah, I think I can be very persuasive. Yep. And I do think I'm very
So too.
logical.
I agree.
Okay.
Some of the sentences they'll say, or a person would to describe you would be, "That's not how I would do it," which I've heard you say, which is a very Virgo thing.
I say that. I say that. Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
I also qualify by saying, and that's not to say you should do it the way that I do it. I'm just saying that I wouldn't do it that way.
Well, it kind of sounds like that, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's why I try to qualify it so people aren't manipulated by me or persuaded.
Yes. Other things that I find interesting in your chart. Now, these are the outer planets. They're not the inner planets, which yours are all Virgo. So the outer planets. So Jupiter, which is like the planet of luck and hope and like philosophy and expansion. For you, that's in Aries. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the leader sign. It's the impulsive sign. It's like the fiery starter. And for you, so that might mean for you that your ability to expand outwards, to have a lot of luck in your life, to have good fortune, it comes in a kind of fiery, dynamic, impulsive sort of way.
Okay.
Saturn, which is the planet more of like control and order, for you is in Sagittarius, which is very interesting because Sagittarius is like the chaos of the chaotic, like wild child of the zodiac. So there's like an opposition there. There's some tension there between probably you wanting to like break out of control, but also feeling that planet's natural tendencies, its innate state, wanting to keep you controlled. So you might have something there. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I think there's probably some truth to that.
Also, and Sarah and I talked about this today. Astrologers will call it Uranus.
Sarah, you mean Sarah Ellis, friend of the show?
Sarah Ellis.
Yes.
Friend of the show, currently watching, I believe. We were talking today about whether we should say it like the astrologer says it, Uranus or Uranus, and we had many jokes about that. Oh, because you know, Uranus is currently in retrograde. Lots of planets are in retrograde this summer, which has been very chaotic for a lot of us.
Uranus.
Uranus, actually.
Sounds like both of our mics might be hot.
Yeah. Anyway, it's in Sagittarius. So the planet of innovation and rebellion. For you it is wild. So you have the capacity to do insane things, whether you do them or not, whether you go and take those crazy risks and put yourself in dangerous situations or not. That maybe you don't do because of your Virgo sign, but it's in you. There's something there that wants to happen.
Yeah, I'd say there's probably some truth to that.
Neptune, which is the illusions and spirituality and dreams planet. For you, it's in Capricorn. Dimitri will be familiar with Capricorn. Dimitri sign is in Capricorn, his sun sign, and that
They love it. They love it.
is yeah, and that's a sign that's much more grounded and like hardworking and focused, and it's a kind of leadership role. So that's you take your dreams or your illusions or whatever in a much more grounded in earth. You don't let it get you all wishy-washy. You don't really buy into all this,
Yeah,
actually.
that's true.
Yeah. And then Pluto, this is almost all of us have this because it's, one of the was the most outer planet. Some people don't even call it a planet, but I think Pluto is still a planet. It's the planet of transformation, ancestry, and alchemy. And yours is in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign. It's my moon sign. It's the sign of yeah, like sort of dark, sensual, passionate. Yeah. It's a real fun, a real fun. Oh, someone here doesn't say Pluto's not a planet. Oh, I'm upset about that. I'm reading something else. Um, the other thing that I thought was interesting, if I can find it, I have so many notes here. There's so many things. Um, Maybe it's here. Okay, give me a second. Oh
Like
yeah.
to point out that we're about 40 minutes into the show and there are still two
Oh,
more games.
would you want me to? I'll stop talking then. I'll
That
let.
wasn't directed at you, Danielle. It wasn't directed at you. It was just a general
Oh,
acknowledgement.
okay.
Don't
All
worry.
right. Well, I just find this so fascinating. I could talk about it forever, but we can totally. I mean, we can totally stop. There's always more. There's endless
Well,
amounts
I
of
want to know
information.
what are some of the things that you'd absolutely love to mention here?
Uh, uh, okay. I think for me, the Dark Moon Lilith was one of the most interesting ones. Um, I think it's interesting that there's one that talks about the conjunction between the Sun and Venus. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of like you've got this tug of war tension between like wanting to gloss over. You're like an expert at smoothing over and sometimes glossing over problems. And I feel like because you're so diplomatic, and I've seen you do this, but then you also have this tension, this other side, where there's some like vanity involved with attracting people who express interest in you or respond well to your charms. And so you're not exactly competitive in an aggressive way, and you're not someone maybe who like will go for a chase, but there is something about yeah, about needing to be a showstopper for people and people responding in a particular way,
But
and
it's
there's
certainly accurate
something there.
in terms of performance. That's certainly accurate.
And I think it's performance and real life, I think, can get muddled.
Perhaps.
Yep. This is all the information I want you to work with. I want you to take it away. I want you to think about it. Just use your analytical mind to work it out. And then, yeah.
Well, Danielle, I feel like we're going to have to get you back to do some type of part two. We've also discussed a tarot card reading once the
Yes.
October month hit.
Yes, that I want to do. I also, there's a bunch of people I need to do tarot readings for. So, yeah. But
Well, it might
yes.
be it might be valuable to start scheduling your October appearance because I believe
Yes.
you have officially unlocked an invite to return to the At Home with James show.
Wow. I'm
You
honored.
left me. Love you. My nieces and nephews love you. You've left me inquisitive, retrospective, but most importantly, and above all else, extremely sweaty. And it's not due to the heat wave.
It is fucking hot though, and I tried to go to the pool
Yes.
today and it didn't work.
Why? Was it empty?
No, because there was a lineup around the fucking park.
Understood. So you went outside all for naught.
Well, I ended up having delicious ice cream, getting some clothes for a costume.
All right. So it was productive.
It was still productive. Yeah.
Well, Danielle, I want to
Right.
thank you very much for putting the time into that, and perhaps we can
Yes.
go over it prior to the tarot card reading in a more extensive way, where people can watch this show in recent record numbers just so they can watch me squirm. Why do you think that is, Danielle? Why do you think so many people enjoyed that aspect of this?
Ooh, why do people love watching you squirm? Well, you're usually making other people squirm, right? This is the thing you do on stage as a host. Also just fun, right? Just a
Yeah,
for
I'm not making
fun. So
people
I think
squirm.
getting the tables.
We're joking around. I'm joking around.
So are we. This is this is
Yeah, you basically got
astrology.
me an identity breakdown on those 2 sheets of papier.
I
You
had
know,
fun.
doing this, I need to show you some real gratitude next time I see you. All thanks to Uranus
Yeah.
being in retrograde.
Yes.
Oh, there it is, Danielle. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Danielle. Program. I have to say that I'm mildly rattled. That's why we're going to move right along to our next segment, because it's James's birthday again. I specifically requested that our next guest put together one of my favorite segments in At Home history. Let's welcome the one and the only Jason Grimmer. Jason, welcome back to the program.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
About
yeah,
2 hours and 15 minutes left as a 35-year-old.
Oh, well, man. Well, it's a gateway into a new world for you, man.
Well,
Finally,
yeah, it is.
I mean, Danielle painted a pretty bad picture of you.
Yeah, right? Why do you think everyone watching enjoyed the hammer getting dropped on me?
Well, they just like you seeing you knee deep in the hoodoo voodoo, man.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
You're like struggling, like you're in quicksand and you gotta just lay there.
Fair enough. Okay, well, Jason, today we're here. We're going to do an edition. I've renamed the segment The Vinyl Cesspool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine with me, man. That's like what it's like.
Albums, some LPs that you have found in bargain bin basements, some real lesser known diamonds perhaps in the rough. So we're going to go through all of these. How long did it take you to find all these albums?
Oh man, I'm always looking. So if you could break it down, do a formula, let's say 15 years.
Okay, so 15 years for this one segment.
Well, the thing is I had a lot more records, but Danielle's segment went a little bit long, so I was told by your text probably like 10. So we only have 5, room for 5 right now. James.
Okay,
there's no next birthday if you make it.
Well, let's get right into it. Let's get that first album on the screen. Jason, where did you find this particular album?
It's a shoe store.
You found this at a shoe store. It's called the 1963 Winnipeg Ladies Curling Team Commemorative Album.
Yeah, it's like a fun record. It's one of those records, they press out a bunch just to celebrate something. It's like, it's a fun, it's not a real, I wouldn't call it a listener. Like you don't want to listen to it, but it's certainly something.
Yeah, well, it's a great album cover. Is this sponsored by Labatt?
Yeah, Labatt's 50 sponsored it. And if you look on top of Labatt, it's their mascot, Winnie the Pig.
Oh, Winnie the Pig. I was gonna remark that there was a pig here. Well, and you found this at a shoe store, you said?
Yeah, they weren't selling it. I found it in the back room when they were at the cash.
Well, I'm curious to know what type of track listing we've got on this vinyl.
Well, I think it's important. First of all, we give a shout out to the members. There's 4 ladies here in the championship, and they played a hard game. We got Josie, Pat, we got Donna, and Pat.
Okay, so there's 2 Pats on the team.
There's 2 Pats on the team, and there's no last name, so we don't know. They look similar, but
they've got some real classic lady names.
Yeah, I mean it's Winnipeg. It's 1963, man. They had a mascot called the Winnie the Pig. Like it's a time it's gone. Anyway, yeah, some of the songs were like Split Pants Jamboree, which was a cover. I think we all. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard that one. Mom's Old Trophy, which is a tearjerker my grandfather used to play all the time. Sweep Donna Sweep was as a kid it was funny. but the lyrics are just so dated and racist now.
Well, I'm specifically interested in this next track.
The Whistling Zamboni Man. Now,
Yeah.
I did a little research when I was doing because I do some other stuff on a blog, and basically I got an interview with both of the Pats. And what they told me was the Whistling Zamboni Man was a man who worked the Zamboni and would consistently whistle at them all the time, and they didn't mind it. It was a lot of fun. And then finally, the last song is Pat's Donair.
Which Donair is a type of sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, and I think it was new to Winnipeg at the time. Someone brought it from New Brunswick.
Okay. Now, what's the estimated price of this album on Discogs?
These kind of albums only go to collectors. So collectors would, will pay anything sometimes. But if it's your going rate with a gold mine retail markup catalog, I'd say probably 15 cents.
So collectors beware. This album, the 1963 Winnipeg Ladies Curling Team commemorative album, at its highest goes for 15 cents, and you found it at a shoe store. I
found it in a shoe store, and I think people that collect these kind of Canadian commemorative records will pay a little top dollar for them, which is probably like $2.
Well, I'd love to give it a listen. Let's go to the next album.
Sure. I know you like rock and roll, man, but this is not a great
love rock and roll.
It's not a great rock record. It's kind of
I can tell.
It's guys trying too hard. But they were big in their hometown and played gigs all the time, mostly covers. But then they put together this album with songs like "Tight Promises," which these titles make me think I want to see this. It's going to be like a great '80s city sort of skate.
Hold on, this is the album "Wet Jeans" by the band Ass.
Yeah, it's Ass.
Where's this band from?
Hamilton, Ontario.
Yeah, this looked like CanCon.
Yeah, there's a lot of CanCon, man, because we're in Canada, and that's what I'm finding, right?
Yeah.
Dregs of Canada. Ass. Interesting note, all of them are dead now. They died natural causes, just I think one by one. But they had the song "Tight Promises," which played on local radio a lot. "Wife Fight," which had Wife Fight. It was a great video where basically, they all start with tops on, and then the tops are taken off. But anyway, "Topless Barbecue," so they're like into that. Sharon's Gates of Plenty, which is about a woman.
It's sexually suggestive.
It's a sexually suggestive song but weirdly enough, about a woman of advanced age, which you don't see a lot in that sort of genre.
Yeah.
Then of course this was the big one that kind of got them banned, which was in brackets "Want to Make a Bet," and then "I Can Make Your Jeans Wet," which is another sort
I know that song.
Yeah, of course you do. I know you, because it was so catchy.
Yeah, I love that song.
Wanna make a bet. I can make your jeans wet. Splash.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was good. And then of course "Highballs" and "Low Morals," which is a cover of Hank Williams' The Sixth song.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on this. Where did you find Ass Wet Jeans?
This one was actually, I ordered online from CanadianCrap.ca, and after the show, if you go to your door, buddy, happy birthday, I've wrapped it up there for you.
Oh, awesome, thanks. What's this valued at Discogs?
Honestly, like a mint copy would be about, I'd say you can go as high as 500, because sometimes quality doesn't,
What?
Oh yeah, man, so it's a big gift for you.
Wow, well thanks, very kind.
Some of the themes you probably don't want to show it around too much because it's kind of tasteless.
Yeah.
This next record
Yep.
is a record I found at the dump.
Why were you at the dump?
It's a long story that ends with me at the dump and then finding this record. And they're a Mexican band called Peñata.
No, that's not this band. This is
I'm sorry. What's this one?
This is Percy Fondler.
Oh, Percy Fondler was a British comedian.
Yeah, this is called the Dirty Mind of.
These are a lot of classic bits that got remade a lot. You might have seen like people like Kids in the Hall or Mr. Show doing them, but it was of course Pecker in the Teapot, and that's one where his mom gets dinner and makes breakfast, and then oh my, there's a Pecker in the Teapot. That one makes people laugh.
Yeah.
Who Ate Me Liver, which is a joke one about a guy on a cannibal island.
Yeah.
This is very British because there's one. Next one's the clean and dirty. The next one's the Cleaning Ladies Minge.
So this is a comedy album.
Oh yeah, it's a comedy album. It's all jokes. You know some of these, right? Do you remember the Cleaning Ladies Minge?
That one I don't know. What are some of the others?
Okay, we've got Go Away With You Then.
All right.
Doc, that was a good one. Doc, I'm all bunged up.
I know that one. Yeah, that was a big one around my house at the holidays.
This one was funny. Who blew off in here? Which is a reference to flatulence, like someone blew off. My favorite bit is a bit of a racy one. Am I allowed to swear on this show?
Of course.
It's have at it, you dodgy cunt.
How does that one go?
Oh, it's the whole joke is like he's going to work, and then he's like in the break room, and his friend comes in and is like, hey, I didn't bring me sandwich today. And he's like, have at it.
Yeah, say it.
You dodgy cunt. So
I'd love to find that one.
Great punchline. And then,
yeah,
of course, the classic one that, look, that dog's got a hell of a banger on him.
Is that in reference to the dog's penis?
And how bangers are referred to as sausages.
Yeah.
And he's like, when he goes into the description, he's like, it's dragging on the ground. And you're like, what's the dog from running? It's sad.
What's this valued at on Discogs?
Comedy albums don't go for very much. And in fact, you probably get this plus 3 other records for $1.
$1. Okay, $1 for this plus 3 others is a good deal.
Yeah, most times they'll give you a deal of 3 other records.
The Dirty Mind of Percy Fondler. I love this cover art.
Oh, it's cool. It just says swinging 60s.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah. He's still alive.
Let's go to the next one.
This is Piñata. This is what I was talking about before. This is a Mexican metal band, which you can guess from their name, which is a play on the word piñata.
What year did this come out?
86.
Okay.
Yeah, they were ahead of their time. Really influenced a lot of 90s bands. But I listened to it once and it broke, and I'm kind of glad it did. It sucked. It was horrible.
Okay.
And the whole back of it was damaged by wet stains. I couldn't get any song titles. So I brought it because I was like, I've never seen it before. I never want to see it again. Okay. Go to the next one.
Wait, there's no track.
That's what I said. The track listing's ripped off and the record broke.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Forget that. Now that we've seen Inside Greg Jork.
Do you know Greg Jork?
I'm vaguely familiar.
He gave Bob Dylan a ride home once, and that's how his claim to fame was. Basically, he was like a kind of a beatnik poet, but
Wait, that's what he's for giving Bob Dylan a ride home?
Yeah, or sharing a ride. Sorry, they had a cab. But basically, he was like, that's how he was known, and he kind of built a career based on that. Only because he would go to clubs like and be like, "Hey, Bob, do you need a ride?" And they knew there, and then the story would start. Anyway, he eventually put an album out, but the thing is he was always kind of a down on his luck guy. So a lot of his songs are kind of rip-offs of Bob Dylan songs, but also just really about him and his dire life. So you had songs like Unemployment Cowboy, which is him trying to make the best of it. You got Two Dimes in a Nickel, which we've all been through that. Throw It Out on My Ass, which is not, it's dash dash. I'm Not an Alcoholic. I just like donuts and coffee, which talks about how he hangs out at AA meetings all the time.
AA meetings, yeah.
No Girlfriend Blues, which is good. Left for Dead in a Dumpster, which is he's basically said, I wish I could be left to death in the dumpster. I'm Not Gay Dad, because he talks about how this is the reason he can't get a job and stuff like that. But his dad's convinced that it's the 60s, and his dad's convinced that he's gay, he's communist, all this stuff. And then of course this really sad one, which is 11 minutes long. It's kind of like his it's like a Bob Dylan epic. I May Not Survive This Intense Cough Beating.
Is he alive?
He's not alive. No, he he ODs at the end of this album.
Oh, okay. So this was released, I guess, posthumously.
He held on for a while, came out, and then he died.
Okay.
So
what's this valued at on Discogs?
Oh, I like 1,000. I mean, it's not great.
$1,000. Yeah. To think that someone could have got it for just about $4 at Kmart.
No, I got a deal. I paid $8.75 for it. So
$8.75 is in $8.75 or $875.
$875.
Look, sometimes you got to collect the gems that are out there.
They don't come around very often. I'm pretty good at finding cheap stuff, so it sort of all works out right. This one's just a funny one that I got. I mean, I haven't really spent much time with it, but it's a sound effects record, and it's put out by like the Colorado Corn Dog, because they did this things to get. Anyways,
I want to go through some of these sound effects. So we've got some classics here, like water, but then we've got trees, rustling leaves, and Reaming. What is reaming?
Well, when I listened to it, I couldn't really discern it. It sounded like it was through another wall, like a wall.
All
was
right.
awful, but it was like a lapping sound or something.
All right. We've also got angry boss as well as sad boss.
Yep, those are good ones. If you listen, it's really funny. The angry boss gives them a hard time, but then there's a sad boss going, "I have a hard time too."
What about camping?
Camping sounds and people like, or it's like people setting up campground, like setting up their tents.
Now, there's also wife, mother-in-law, skill saw, surprise child, but I'm particularly interested in depressed.
Yeah, depressed is not. I wouldn't put it on in a low day, if you know what I'm saying. I think
fair enough. What's the sound?
It's just like this low. The best way to say sucking, it's just like ominous sucking.
Oh wait, hold on. There's already a sound effect called sucking on here.
But that's a different. It doesn't sound the same. It doesn't sound
different. What about not wizard?
It's a lumberjack.
Oh, and it also says and more.
Yeah, there's a ton more of that. It's 101, man. It's 101 sound
What's
effects.
the relevance of the man on the album cover?
Well, he was at the festival. It's just someone enjoying something at the corn dog festival, and I think Colorado.
He looks like he's eating some type of corn dog.
It's brought to you by the Colorado Corn Dog Found.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really on the nose.
Well, that's where they got it from. It was given away free.
Jason, do you have any information on how much this is worth on Discogs?
It's probably like you can get it probably for $2. I mean, it's a deal.
That's a great deal. Now, coming in from the chat, the Goose Canoe writes, ominous sucking intensifies. Yeah, I think this is in relation to depressed.
Well, they use these sound effects for radio and stuff, so there probably was a cue in the script that said that, and then that comes in and they used it.
Now, J.R.A. Casey writes, are we sure that the man isn't doing all the effects in relation to the corn dog eating gentleman on the cover?
No, we're not sure, but I don't think so.
All right, you said this is worth $2?
Yeah, sound effects records, they're not worth a lot.
Jason, is this
sound effects aficionados? They love them.
Is this all the albums we have tonight for the vinyl cesspool?
That's it. I wish we had more, but Danielle took a lot of time.
Well, that's okay. I think there's probably plenty of time to get you back on. But also, Danielle's a first-time guest, right? So, Jason, remember your first time?
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm just saying that I was told that I couldn't do all 15.
That's okay. Well, this just means we have at least 2 more segments worth of albums if we need or want, which I hope that we do.
Oh, I'm eager to do it. I'm eager to show everyone these records.
All right. Any advice for people watching that are on the lookout for specific or lesser known albums that you might be able to pass on to them?
Oh, like as a resource?
Yeah. Where can people find? You talked about shoe stores and the dump.
As close as your local library. Head into your library and start looking up those records. Take them out.
Before we say goodbye, an all-time great friend of the show, Thomas Barnwell in the chat writes, quote, I saw Corn Doggers open for Ravi Shankar.
Like open a concert?
Jason, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight on my birthday episode.
Okay, man, happy birthday, James. Thanks a lot for having me.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for doing this. Time for one more guest, and this one truly is bad to the bones. Someone who's been here since the beginning, from episode 1 all the way to tonight, which I believe clocks in at episode 447 of the At Home Show. He has not let me in on what's about to occur. Let's welcome the one and only Dimitri Kyres.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar.
Hey, James.
Dimitri, what's up, man?
I'm at the restaurant.
What restaurant?
I'm back in business, baby. I just opened up a new restaurant. I just opened up a gorgeous new restaurant. It's a sports bar. We've got all the sports.
For people who don't know, you have at one point in time had a history of being a somewhat of a restaurateur. You had a series of Greek restaurants.
You know what's
they
about
didn't work
to
out.
happen, and then you're looking at the time.
You're back in the restaurant. Well, congratulations.
Hey, thanks, man. I had a great vacation. You thought
it's been about 2 years since you've had a restaurant.
2 years since I had a restaurant. I took the time. I went to
Yeah.
Greece. I spent time with the yayas and the papus, and I learned what the real culinary experience was like. And I came back and I took all that ancient knowledge, and I opened up a sports bar on St. Catherine Street.
I was gonna say it really looks like a state-of-the-art sports bar.
My friend, we've got all the sports from the NHL to the NBA to cricket to ping pong, squash, and arm wrestling.
You've got it all. What's the name of the sports bar?
Oh, it's called Big D's Radical Sports Emporium.
That's a big name, man.
Big name for a big guy. This is too big to fail. But James, I'm not here to
This is
gloat.
This is a huge bar.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming. Everyone's on the way. I got tons of reservations.
It really looks a lot like the 1909 by the Bell Center.
This?
Yeah.
Let's not say that too loud because I did get some inspiration from some other restaurants in the city.
Yeah.
James,
Fair enough. Okay.
James, I heard that you've got a birthday.
You got a bug, and you heard it's my birthday, and you thought there's no better time to reveal that you're a restaurateur than now.
James, listen, man. Nothing would make me happier than to cater your birthday tomorrow night.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is the reality: is that my birthday, the actual date of birth, is tomorrow. There's roughly just a little under 2 hours to go until my birthday.
I'm busting my fucking balls over here. I'm on my hands and knees. I just want to. I just want to cater your birthday, and I went out of my way, and I drew you up what I believe to be the best birthday James menu I can concoct.
Now, I'm familiar with some of your previous menus, and at times they've been questionable.
Yes.
But I imagine in the 2 years since you gave up restaurateuring, you've managed to make some refined choices.
Listen, like I said, I've spent time in the ancient land, and I've come back with delicious recipes done nice. So, I'd love to run you through this menu, James, and save your answer till the very end, till we see the dessert menu, because we've got starters, we've got mains, and we've got desserts.
Well, in the way that you love to share the menu, I'd love to see the menu.
Well, I sent it to you via email, so you can open it now.
I assumed as much.
I've sent it to you post haste, expedited that email.
Dimitri, oh God, where do you want to begin?
Well, let's start with the starters, of course.
All right. Well,
I put your face on this.
Yeah, I know. I have to say I love the design. James's birthday dinner.
Yeah.
Special celebration deliciousness made fresh with only delight. That sounds great.
Not bad, right?
Well, let's begin. There's a lot of starters.
I want people to have options at your birthday because you're a guy.
Let's begin.
Yeah, all right.
Let's begin with a special friend. It's only $9.
Oh yeah.
So your prices have been adjusted.
Yeah. I'm much more reasonable now for your birthday.
Yeah, the special friend is dirty pig in a blanket with crumbly, delicious dough served well with dip, ranch, red, and spicy.
Yeah, beautiful starter. We've got the sauces covered, and you have nothing to worry about. For $9, it's a great way to start your evening.
Yeah, now red and spicy, is that a spicy red ranch or just 3 different sauces? And what's the red? Is it ketchup?
Nah, here's the problem is that we ran out of sriracha, and then the sriracha went out of business. So now there's the bulldog sriracha, and they're not the same color.
Okay, so you've simplified it by just calling it red.
Red and spicy.
Okay, moving on. This is $1 less. This is the be careful what you wish for. A melange of assorted pickles from regions secret and undefined, paired with nice coleslaw dippings and salt and 1 utensil. Okay, so once again, you've opted to put utensils on your menu.
You won't need more than 1, that's for sure.
This is really hard to read.
It's hard to read.
A melange of assorted pickles from regions secret and undefined. Wouldn't it be secret regions, comma, undefined?
Listen, I didn't go to Greece to learn how to write and read.
What are coleslaw dippings?
It's
Dripping. No, dippings. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coleslaw dippings. It's really wet, vinegary coleslaw. You dip and you eat it.
Oh, so you're dipping the pickles in coleslaw?
You could if you want to. The whole point of the starters is that you have options. I'm not going to tell people how to eat.
I understand. It comes with salt in one utensil. Is it utensil of choice or
No, we don't. You don't know what you're going to get.
so it's basically the le choix du chef of utensils.
Well, it's secret and undefined.
All right. Moving on to the $12 Casino Freak.
Yeah.
Mixed, smoked and cooked nuts, popcorn, salt, fresh olives, finger fish made well, and folded napkins. No utensils.
No utensils
at all.
No.
So they're smoked but also cooked.
What is?
The nuts and popcorn.
Yeah.
Fresh. Well, look, I like the idea of mixed nuts. Popcorn is nice. I like fresh olives. I don't eat fish. The napkin again should just come with your meal.
I've been over this with you. When I design a dish, I think about what you're gonna need to eat it, and sometimes you need a napkin, and sometimes you need a utensil.
Yeah, but I feel like a napkin should come with all of the items. Like be careful what you wish for. You're dipping pickles into coleslaw. I feel like you need a napkin.
Clearly, you've never owned a restaurant before. The napkins grow on
That's
trees.
Right. Well, let's move on to the more expensive entree.
I forgot this one was on the menu. Jeez.
This is called quote, and I'm going to be very careful with how I pronounce this. I'm gonna fucking die for $22. Big thick cut of roast beef with butter, moyo, which I assume is typo and meant to say mayo. This is a big thick cut of roast beef with butter, moyo. It also comes with the God almighty. It comes with
You gotta read it.
It comes with big, thick cut of roast beef with butter, moyo. It also comes with nice fucking mustard with battered nuts and only the best Coca-Cola napkin.
You're gonna need a napkin for this.
Okay. Wow. I'm crying. Wow. Let's get into this. So, moyo is a type of for mayo, right?
I think I made a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did too. What makes this mustard so fucking nice?
Let me tell you about this mustard. It's a nice fucking mustard. I know a guy who makes it, okay? And it's none of that store brand stuff.
Like you know some guy that makes mustard.
Yeah, an artisanal guy. I met him at an artisanal fair outside of the city, and I said, this guy, you ever seen A Star is Born with Bradley Cooper?
No.
This guy's like, I made him famous with this mustard, I think. I'm gonna make him famous. It's a nice fucking mustard.
What are battered nuts?
I took the nuts from earlier because it's not selling well. The smoked and cooked nuts.
Oh, the cooked and mixed, or the cooked and smoked mixed nuts.
Yeah, I took them. They're not selling well, so I took them and I just dumped them in some puff pastry, and then I deep fried it.
Well, comes with a drink and also a napkin.
Yeah, this one's a combo.
Let's move on to the final starter for $42.
Oh yeah, it's big.
This item, also aptly named, it's called Let's Skip Foreplay, Give Me Your Ass.
Yeah.
Rare and served well. Wait, what? Rare and served well rump roast porchetta, served with hot, rare cheese, imported baguette, and garden fresh herbs. Side of bechamel, oysters, which I think means oysters, and dark erotic chocolate, Coca-Cola or napkin. Okay, so it's rare but served well.
Yeah.
You mean like the serving is it's well served?
No, I mean we did a good job with this one. I have all
All
my
right.
all my
It's
chefs.
well sense that it's cooked well, but I don't think pork is meant to be eaten rare.
No. Man, you don't know how to read, do you? The cheese is rare.
No, it says rare and served well rump roast porchetta.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The rump roast is rare. It's a rare.
What makes cheese rare? Is it just milk?
No. You can't get your hands on the shit that I got. Ancient monks in Greece. There's only one way up there, and they follow old goat passes. I put a big rock in the way, and I told them, you can only sell to me, and I'll let you through to go see your loved ones. So I've got the hookup on rare cheese. The rump is just old, but we don't say old anymore. We say aged.
Where did you import this baguette from?
Only the best. Quebec City.
All right, so it's imported from within the province.
Yeah, but it's got a detour in France first.
You misspelled oysters.
Yeah.
And what makes the chocolate erotic?
Oh, I cut them out to look like cocks.
All right. Well, let's move on to the
The
mains.
mains.
Wait,
All right.
We're only 1/3 of the way through of the menu here.
Yeah, it's a very extensive menu. Now we're done playing games. Welcome to the adult menu.
All right. Well, let's begin. It starts at $30, which is less expensive than the previous starter.
Yeah.
Hot tub with friends, then in brackets, soon to be lovers.
Yeah.
Open face chili soup with Italian sausage, sacred ham, nice cream, small beans, brown and red, and peas, accompanied also misspelled, by little bit of salt, olive oil, and thyme. Comes with buttered toast, butter, knife, napkin, water, and plate.
Comes with plate.
All right, what makes this an open-faced chili soup? Soup is inherently open-faced. And what does it come in?
Yeah, well, in some places they come in bread bowls and so on, and you have to take a lid off. That's too much work for me. I'd rather people just dig in right away.
Yeah. Okay, so again, another typo is part of the menu.
Okay, well, listen, I'm going to get it all cleaned up before tomorrow night.
Yeah. This one, again, you're very generous with throwing napkins into your items.
Yeah, well, this is a dish that needs a napkin. No kidding. It's going to splash everywhere. And it needs a plate, obviously, and you need some water to clean your napkin.
Well, I'll say this. I'm curious about what makes this ham sacred.
Oh, it's blessed. Blessed ham.
You got a priest blessing your ham.
I got an in-store priest that comes to your table. It's 45 minutes, the blessing, and he does it well. It's a nice job.
All right, so we're kicking things off big with a $30 chili, otherwise known as the hot tub with friends, soon to be lovers.
Yeah.
We move on over to the World Tasty Towers at a staggering $55.
Yeah.
2 beautiful Hero meat tornado towers on your table with unlimited fresh imported bread. Is this also from Quebec?
This one is from, where is it? Japan.
All right. Red onion, fresh and nice. Oh my God. Tzatziki.
No. This isn't a typo.
Tarzaki?
It's better than tzatziki.
Okay, so it's not a typo for tzatziki. It's Tarzoki.
It's better.
Green and white sauce and napkin and plate. $55. So is it just like the where the meat comes on and they're cutting it off?
Yeah. You can cut it yourself, or we can get an expert to come cut it for you.
What's Tarzoki?
Ooh, it's much better than Tarzoki. I take tzatziki.
Wait, it's much better than tzatziki.
Yeah, it's much better than tzatziki. I take some of the red and spicy sauce from earlier and I mix it in with the
So
white.
you mean the sriracha?
Come on, James. A magician never tells his secrets.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, your red sauce.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's
You want to?
No, that's it. That's all the ingredients. I put a little bit of salt in there.
This next item,
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
help but notice this one coming in at an even more staggering $88. It's called Domino's. Traditional, authentic Domino's pizza made in-house fresh, all dressed with sauce, salt, bacon, bell pepper. Is that a typo, pepper?
That's a typo. That doesn't exist as far as I know.
So wait, you're making Domino's pizzas in-house?
Yeah, but I mean, we order them and then we make them warm in our ovens, which is cooking.
Okay, so you order a Domino's pizza, you don't get to pick your toppings. You have to take it with pizza sauce, salt, bacon, bell peppers, and then you pre-order it, then heat it in your oven.
Yeah, and if you want Domino's, you got it, and you don't have to go to Domino's. You can come to our place.
Right. So for the picky eater who is at a restaurant wishes they could have Domino's, they can.
Boom, boom, bap, baby. When you're here, you're eating well. That's a
All right.
motto I'm working on. What do you think?
Well, it sounds a lot like the Olive Garden slogan. For $120, it's called the main event. The menu reads as follows: be careful what you wish for. Double patty burger made with brie cheese, potatoes, bechamel, again, moyo. There's a lot of typos here.
Yeah.
Tomato, mushroom, cream, mustard, spicy garlic, napkin, Coca-Cola. The first thing that pops out to me is this one is not made with the fucking nice mustard.
No, man. I mean, but we could put it on if you want. But I'm telling you, when I made this thing, I made it perfect. For $120,
There's potatoes on the burger? You put potatoes on the burger?
Like I said, it's a perfect burger. But if you want to ruin it with the fucking mustard, you more than welcome to.
I'll say this: it doesn't seem like a burger that's up my alley. It looks too messy, too mushy.
There's no way you got to dislodge your jaw.
What you're saying? There's no way. So you put an item on your menu that there's just no way.
There's no way you can eat this. There's no way you can.
Okay, so I guess this wasn't the main event because there's another item after on the mains. This is for $200. Appelle la police, which translates to call the police.
Yeah.
Italian misspelled. Italien poutine.
Yeah.
Hot dog, which is one word. Fresh cut home fries made crispy. Salt, nice thick cut meat sauce gravy. Pepperoni, basil, napkin, Coca-Cola. There's no space, or rather no comma in between napkin and Coca-Cola. So this is a $200 Italian poutine.
There's no way you go hungry again after this.
How big is it?
We understand each other.
How big is it?
This thing's huge. This thing's huge. This thing is way too big. This thing can't even fit in your car.
You're saying the item's too big.
Yeah. You can eat it, but there's no way you're gonna finish it.
Well, how much do people would you estimate traditionally leave?
How many people play for the Winnipeg Jets?
Well, they probably have, a 24-man roster.
Get the coach, the assistant, and the medical staff involved, and maybe you could put a dent in this thing.
All right, let's go. Again, there's another item. This is, you've had many items on previous menus with this name.
Yeah.
This one clocks in at $500.
I think
it's
we
called
cracked it. This is, I want to preface something, all right? I've seen Chef's Table, all right? And I know everybody on these Chef's Tables at these 3-star, 5-star Michelin star places always have the showstopper menu, okay? For the high rollers who come in like Barbara Walters and Donald Trump, this is the one, okay?
For $500, this is more of a description than the items. Tonight we break all the rules. Reads as follows: life is short. Let's get into some trouble, but it ends with a question mark. You and chefs close to the restaurant misspelled, and steal a car and break in a home. Once there, you wear another man's clothes and sleep in his bed while our chefs make you a meal with this stranger's food. For one night only, you forget and become something new.
Something
All right, so this is more of an immersive experience.
Yeah. Remember Au Noir, where you eat in the dark?
I'm familiar. I've never eaten there.
You could become anyone you want. But now that's old and antiquated, so we're taking this to
This
the
is
next
this
level.
is a crime. This is a crime.
What's the name of this dish?
Tonight we break all the rules.
Ladies and gentlemen, I rest your case.
What now? Can you replace wearing the man's clothes with something else on the menu?
If you want to take a dump in his toilet, you want to take a shower, you want to play billiards downstairs, you want to drink his rum, it's whatever you want. We've broken in. We've already committed the crime, James.
What if there are people in the house?
Our chefs are very well trained.
All right, let's move on to the dessert menu.
Ooh, all right, we're filled, we're having a great time. There's live Greek bouzouki being played, and you're sports betting live on one of our 500 televisions in
You
our
had
restaurant.
sports betting at the restaurant?
Of course, there's live sport billing. There's an iPad built in to every single one of the tables, and here's the best part: they're so easy, even a child could use them.
Well, I don't know if this seems like a place for children.
Ah, they can make a lot of money, so I don't know why they wouldn't come.
One of the cheapest items on the menu at $12, it's called Just a Crumb. A mere crumble of a larger, more delicious dessert. Did they bring me someone else's dirty dish? Is this all I get? That was good, but can I have some more? These questions will drive you wild. So you're getting people's leftovers.
Well, no. It's just a crumb. It's just a whisper of what could have been.
Yeah, those are leftovers. It's leftovers is generous. It's trash.
I have to fill the menu, man. Okay, you know how hard it is to pay rent for a 12,000 square foot restaurant on St. Catherine Boulevard.
12,000 square feet.
This place is huge. Okay, it's unbelievable how many seats I have empty right now.
Yeah, well, it looks like a slow night, but then again, it is a Monday. There's quite a price jump for this next dessert menu at $23.99.
Yeah.
Domino's. Traditional authentic Domino's pizza made in-house fresh, all dressed with sauce, salt, bacon, bell pepper, with Nutella.
Nutella now,
so
though.
you've taken the Domino's pizza that you've pre-ordered to reheat and you've added hazelnut spread. What about this is enticing to a customer? Is it the savory and sweet?
So there are some people who come in and they want Domino's for the main. Okay, we got you. But then they go, hey, we still want Domino's. And I don't know what to do. So I take a bunch of Nutella that, my mom left in the fridge, and I just dump that thing on top.
Why would anyone want that?
People love Domino's, James. I don't know what's wrong with people. We're sick.
I ate Domino's for pizza. I did eat Domino's pizza tonight.
And you telling me you wouldn't have that same dish covered in hazelnut deliciousness?
That's correct.
Well, then we got to move on. This dish is not for you.
Moving on to the $15 Chef's Delight.
Oh.
The chef sits down with you and he tells you about the first time he made love. While he does, you have your choice of pink, brown, or white ice cream. On this menu, ice cream, one word, atop waffle cone. Temperature to taste.
Temperature to taste.
After dinner, whatever happens, happens.
After dinner, whatever
What
happens.
is that? Whatever happens, happens.
Look, sometimes, you start
You
talking.
have to eat your dessert. Now, this doesn't sound bad, ice cream on top of a waffle cone. So it's essentially an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
But the chef has to tell you about when he had sex.
Yeah, and he starts sharing a little, you start sharing a little, you're licking this thing in front of him while he talks about
And
this.
whatever happens, happens.
And then whatever happens after that.
Who's the chef? Who's the chef?
The chefs?
Yeah, your restaurant.
I got lots of guys and people and all sorts of people back there. It's whoever you want to talk to.
Coming in at $32, the next dessert item is called Nasty Dancer's Welcome.
Yeah.
Dulce de leche covered cheesecake with apple gum. Again, there's another typo. I believe this is meant to read.
What's wrong?
Well, it says dulce de leche covered cheesecake with apple, and then I believe it's meant to say crumb based.
No, that's what are you talking about?
CUMB.
Come.
Salt nugget center. Is that meant to be nougat? With rose water dribblings made with soft hands and cut slow and thoroughly. Spoon fed to you at your own pace. So you're being fed a cheesecake that's got dulce de leche. There's some type of apple crumble base.
Yeah.
And there's a soft nougat center, unless it is a nugget center. Is it nougat or is there a chicken nugget in the middle?
It's chicken nuggets in the middle.
Oh.
and that can come with the nice fucking mustard if this makes it nicer for you.
Oh, it's a secret menu. The mustard does it. It's not.
Yeah. Oh, it comes on the side, and we can make that. We can make that however you wish. We're very professional here, all right. So if you want the nice fucking mustard right on the side, by all means, sir. But yeah, there's nuggets.
This next item is what really catches my curiosity.
Yeah.
For $1,000.
This is it.
The Birthday James Deluxe. Apple pie warmed with vanilla ice cream and fork and plate, napkin and cup of coffee.
Yeah. This one
This is the most. Yeah.
I made this one specifically for you. You know, when I think
Why
of
is
James
that?
McGee and his birthday, I think of a class act guy. I think of a guy who never, who always gave and never asked for anything in return, and is always the first one over the hill and into battle. He's a thoughtful guy. He's a generous guy. He's always gonna have your back. Self-called the dog of Montreal Improv. He's a loyal man. He's a sweet man. He'd kill for you. He's the first to knock on your door if you need help. He's the first to lend a napkin if you didn't get one. But
Yeah, well, coming out of this restaurant visit, there's going to be a lot of napkins.
So when I thought of you, I thought of something classic. I thought of something that says, you know what? I am what I am, and what I am is a lot, and you're lucky to have me because I'm one of a kind. And what's more one of a kind than a great American apple pie warmed with vanilla ice cream and fork and plate, napkin and cup of coffee for $1,000?
Yeah, why is it $1,000?
Because I know it's the only thing you're gonna want on this menu, my friend.
Well, Dimitri, I guess it's official. I'm gonna go to your, what's it called again? Big D's what?
What was it again? Big D's Radical Sports Emporium. We're the new champs.
Wow. And where is it located for people that might be interested in attending tomorrow?
St. Catherine and Maisonneuve. We're right at the corner, baby. Right across the street from that.
Those streets don't intersect. They run parallel.
Wait a minute. Where am I?
All right, Dimitri, I'll let you I'll let you deal with that. And I thank you.
Oh fuck.
I'll talk to you soon, Dimitri.
Hey, happy birthday, man. I love you to death.
Thank you.
I'll see you
I
tomorrow
love you
night.
too. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night. I can't wait to have some nice fucking mustard. Folks, that's our show. Another birthday for James episode in the history books. I thank you so much for watching in at least recent memory record numbers. Very appreciative of all of our guests, Dimitri Kyres, Jason Grimmer, Danielle Davidson. I've never on this show felt more seen while simultaneously more exposed at once. If you're watching for the first time, we certainly hope you've enjoyed your time, and we hope that you'll come back. We do the show every single Monday right here on twitch.tv/@home-with-James, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your mom, dad, auntie, uncle, brother, sister, Grammy, Grampy, tell your neighbor, heck, tell your worst enemy about the show right after you tell your best friend about the show. Until then, I am James, you are you, we were here. Goodbye, good night, farewell, and of course, be well.